Hi, everyone. Thanks, Stephanie. A round of applause to Stephanie again. It was really fantastic to work with you these days. Dear friends, first of all, thank you. I can't hide that I am a bit full of emotions and of gratitude, so I can't assure that I will get to the bottom of this speech with very, very rational arguments, but I will try. It's been intense work for, I would say, almost 1 year now on this Congress. And I have to say that these days made it so worth. They made it completely worth to have many late nights in the EGP office with this incredible team. This was the biggest EGP-only Congress ever organized. We were more than 1,000 people, and I want to tell you, thank you for coming, and thank you for making this event a success. I don't have a very easy task closing today and trying to reflect on everything that we have accomplished this weekend, but fortunately, I'm not alone in this. I have a special friend that is going to help me. And I do not want to spoil the surprise, but let me just tell you that this person has been EGP co-chair a few committees ago. He has been a minister responsible for a very turning point in the history of his country, and he has just had an incredible electoral result and might have an even bigger one in 1 week from now. I'm almost sure that you know who I'm talking about, but I let you see it from your eyes. If it was.
Hi all green friends in Lyon. This is Pekka. I'm on my way to Finnish cities in the north, Kemi, Tornio, Oulu, in a campaign bus, a rock bus. And this is how life looks here. We have snow around in Finland, winter still here, but my thoughts are, of course, with you in Lyon. And wholeheartedly, I want to thank all of you for the great support you have been showing for us during this presidential campaign in Finland. I have had so many messages, so many contacts, so many signs of support from you. We are doing now our best. This is the second round. We have only 2 candidates left, and of course, we are working for the best possible results here in Finland. Thank you.
I want to say that when we were in Vienna, my speech was introduced by the moderator as motivational. And I was taken a little bit by surprise because I don't really think that this is my specialty. But back then, I tried to do my best. But I think that these days, you have heard quite a number of motivational speeches. And over the past 3 days, I hope that you had enough time to get all the energy and all the courage that you need for this campaign. So, what I will try to do is something else. I will try to be brief, which, as you also know, is not my specialty. And I will try to just go back a bit on what I think we have achieved these days. Yesterday, I've been thinking about what to say for, of course, the whole duration of the Congress. It's not been easy. But yesterday I took an important decision, which is that I will not speak about fascists today. I don't want to speak about fascists today. I want to speak only about Greens, about us, and about you. And every single thing and every single answer I have for fascists, especially in my country, always on my mind, will be just in the last song that we will play before we go home. So, The first thing that I wanted to observe, and that I think it's clear from this Congress, and it has been said many times, is that we, the European Greens, are the most committed political family to the European project. We are the only one that put the European Union at the core of its own existence. We adopted what will be, for sure, the most ambitious and far-reaching manifesto of a European political party in these elections, and a brave and strong list of joint priorities for Europe. Let me give not only a shout out to the editorial and the manifesto working group, but also to Melanie and Sibylle, who led this exercise for, 1 year now, together with the committee and a lot of other people. This is the basis. Terry and Bas said it yesterday in the press conference. This will be the basis for everything that we are going to ask for if ever we are taking the steps to enter into negotiations. So this is not a detail. This is the basis of what we are doing. And I think we did a great work. And also we committed to nominating lead candidates for the Commission presidency already 1 year ago, unanimously. Sorry. And we are the first of the big political parties to elect them. And we are the only ones who set up a real competitive process with amazing personalities from all over Europe. I was impressed and inspired by each and every one of them. So, I propose you to applaud. I don't know if Elena is still here. Is Elena still here? Elena? No, Elena is gone. But I will start by Elena. Elena entered in my office in September 23, and since then, I think she has enlightened with her presence that, as you have probably seen, is very solar and very positive. The office of the EGP, where I welcomed her. And I think that since then, we have been in contact in a constant way. And I already got a pledge from her that she will stick around and she will help us in the European campaign, and we count on that. And I think that you all who have been taking Elena as a reference in these elections can count on her, because she's very committed to the EGP today, and I thank her for this. And then there is yes, of course. I'm tired, but you can clap. And then there is my compatriot, who is there. I wanted to say homonymous, but I learned today that you say eponymous. Benedetta Scuderi, also called Benny Jr. We have so much more in common than a name and a citizenship, and some pink clothes that we had yesterday. Your energy, Benny, and your hunger to change things in our country inspire me every day, and will continue to do so during this campaign, I'm sure. So, continua così che farai grandi cose. Grazie. And then, attention please, we get to our duo of veterans. Yesterday, that's what the press said, veterans. Can you imagine? I mean, think about the other political families, and then veterans. I mean, considering that our oldest contender, who is not here, so we can mention his age, is 47. Sorry, Bas, I can't do this because you're not here. It's a little bit funny, but it also testifies to the Greens' ability to empower politicians from a young age and make them amazingly experienced veterans while not being complete boomers yet. I have the privilege of knowing them both for many years. With Bas, our climate powerhouse, we have been on the campaign trail together in 2019, and I can tell you that I can't wait to do this again. What struck me at the time was Bas' competence and professionalism combined with a real campaign generosity. in visiting each country we proposed to him, speaking with same enthusiasm, no matter what crowd he had in front of him. And I know it will be the same this time. So also with Bas, have fun, and thank you, Bas, even though you left already. And then we have our other beautiful powerhouse, magnificent powerhouse of these European Greens. An inspiration for all of us who have been following her evolution throughout those years. A true feminist, empowering leading figure with a social and anti-fascist heart. Thank you, Terry Ranke, for accepting. We are all very excited to start this campaign with the two of you. The second thing that we've shown during this Congress and during the last years is our ability to evolve and to take stock of changes in Europe, but also in the world. This was possible also thanks to the fact that we welcome many new parties from different parts of Europe to the family, bringing new perspectives, new sensibilities, and new priorities. They make us capable to change and to speak to more people, and ultimately make us capable to evolve. And what is a better way to celebrate this than welcoming two parties very different from very different parts of Europe, like Mojimo and the Union for Lithuanian Democrats in this Congress. Give them another round of applause, please. We have changed, and since 2019, the world has changed. And if I look at our manifesto, I see the Greens not shying away from this change. Yes, we strongly stick to our fundamentals, but we have the courage to face a changing world and find new answers. We stand firmly for Europe as a peace project, but we also take stock of what the war of aggression against Ukraine and increasing conflicts in the world mean for us. We stand in unwavering solidarity with our Ukrainian allies, and we sharpen our answers on security and defense. But we also stand in solidarities with victims of Hamas terrorism in Israel and with the thousands of innocent civilians that are being killed today in Palestine. We call out on any breaking of international law and human rights abuses, as we did by supporting strongly the ICJ order in the last day. Thank you, Grun, by the way. And by calling upon the Israeli government to respect it immediately. We will continue to advocate for the release of all the hostages, for a permanent ceasefire, and for a two-state solution. Let me highlight another big change that I see coming in this manifesto. We don't only stand by and call for a more ambitious Green Deal, but we combine this with real proposals to make sure that the EU has resources to implement it without making the most vulnerable ones pay for the price. Our pristine position against austerity, for redistribution policies, for joint borrowing, common debt, wealth tax, were not a given in this family a few years ago. And I want to salute the program that we did in this regard. Already since 2020, when we were the very first political family in Europe calling for an instrument that would have become the recovery plan, which changed the EU and its scope of action for good. So I want to say the Greens have been contributors to the Europe we have today already since 2019 in a very strong way. We changed with the Green Wave. We shaped the Europe we have now, and we shaped all the progressive direction that we took in these years. But, as we said, this direction is now very challenged, and we are ahead of what is probably the most challenging campaign that we had to face. We need to convince citizens that there is an alternative to the gloomy scenario that is painted constantly, that those who want Europe to continue on a progressive and pro-European path are the majority, and that we, the Greens, can and want to represent them. And for this, I think there is one thing that we can get better at. We need to speak and listen to everyone. We need to have the ambition to be able to communicate to everyone, to every student, to every farmer, to every worker, to every business, to every migrant, to every citizen. Go door to door, and I want to thank you, Ecolo, for teaching me this, because that's where I learned this. From the big city to the small village, from a protest to the next, from a school to the next university, to the next place where you want to go, just go. Listen, 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 and speak and convince and have courage. Because if you have the courage to listen and convince that there is an alternative Europe and that we are part of this alternative together with all of those who share even only part of our aspirations, we will not get into this self-fulfilling prophecy. That's how you say in English? Self-fulfilling. I wanted to quote, to conclude almost, Simone de Beauvoir, who was a great feminist, but also a great philosopher. And she said, "La fatalité triomphe dès que l'on croit en elle," which means that fatalism triumphs as soon as one believes in it. So let's offer the citizens the alternative to this fatalism. So to conclude, because this is what I also have to do at one point, I know you want to stay here forever, but you're also probably hungry. I need to thank different parts of this community. Yeah? So first and foremost, and this is not in order of importance, just I didn't have time to think about it so thoroughly, so just bear with me. First, all of you delegates who made this internal democracy possible and are alive, who spent hours and hours in compromise amendment sessions, thank you for your enthusiasm and your dedication to the European Greens. Merci beaucoup tous les écologistes qui nous ont accueillis si chaleureusement ces jours-ci à Lyon. And it has been amazing to work with you and to listen to you also on your 40th anniversary of existence. And it was once again the proof of how Europe is at the heart also of your political project. So thank you very much for coming and for hosting us. Thank also, of course, to all of our bodies, the Amendments Committee, the FAB, and everyone who has contributed to this Congress, but a special thank you also to the wonderful Congress Presidium, Jean, Ed, Evelyn, and Horace. Thank you so much for being there when we need you. Thanks to all the wonderful speakers that we had today. What do I say? Today, yesterday, the day before yesterday. Today, of course, everyone from the civil society who has helped us shaping the manifesto, and really they are the proof that what I was saying before, listening, speaking, exchanging, shaping with other people than ourselves, our political program, is what we need to do. So thank you, everyone. Thanks all the speakers. Thank you, all the civil society who was present this day. Thank you especially to Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, who I think has brought back on the agenda of the European Greens the situation in Belarus, and has also acknowledged, and I want to acknowledge it also today, the dissolution of the Belarus Greens, because when we celebrate for parties that come in, we also need to once again take stock of what happens in Belarus. We did it with a resolution, but I want to acknowledge this once again and give them a big round of applause. I don't know if Ася and Irina, they're still here, but... And then thanks to the amazing committee of the European Green Party. They need a mention, all of them. First, the co-chairs. Thomas and Melanie, who have been working, as you've seen them all over the place. They have moderated, they have negotiated, they've done everything, and they have shaped, of course, this Congress together with the whole committee, but also Gosha, Rasmus, Vula, Ute, Sibylle, and Jack. I'm so grateful of the kind of atmosphere that we have created in this body and to go in these EU elections together. Please, they have been working a lot. And then last but not least, of course, those without whom none of this would have been possible, the EGP team. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging the work that they have done. If I could, I will mention each and every one of them, but unfortunately, there are too many to do so. We will not end up. But I want to say, I mean, the dedication, the commitment, the passion that these people put in this event, you can't even imagine. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will mention one person who doesn't want to be mentioned. She has already been mentioned. Carlotta is crying. It's not you. And that's... So you stop crying. No, I'm joking. And that person is Anne Verhegen, who, of course... I didn't even have to continue the sentence because you started clapping. Is she there? Is Anne there? Is Anne there? Anyway, Anne, thank you for everything. I mean, this 40, because it's 40th anniversary of the European Greens, this is really dedicated to you. So thanks again. What do I have left to say except that our next rally for the European elections will be in, let's see who guessed before seeing it on the screen. Oh, God, there were already the spoiler. Brussels! It should appear? It should appear? It doesn't appear. Anyway, woo! There is no date, but stay tuned because we are going to send the date soon. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much, all of you. Let's kick this campaign and let's fuck them all over. Thank you. Everyone from the team and the committee, up for a picture, please.